How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, everyone. Is my voice compared to music okay? Can you hear the music still? Or is it bad? Oh, yes. Yes, good? Good. Good, 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 good. Hello, everyone. Ah. Voice is fine? Is music fine too? Yes. No. Perhaps. How are you doing, everyone? We're gonna do a wrap-up today. We're gonna go through everything I read. Yay! Wait. There we go. I don't want to listen to the music that loud in my ear. Doing okay? Free day today? Yes! This is a free day for us too. I went to get my nails done. That's... and I played a little bit of Persona 5. I beat the first dungeon, so I'm not that far into the game yet, but pretty good. Pretty good amount. Persona 5 is probably the, one of the few Personas I haven't played yet, but it was on the 60% on sale now, so I got it, and it's been my evening pleasures for myself. Something to do after work to relax. Except for reading, of course, because I've done these too, as you can see. Yes. Do you play Royal? Yes, I play Royal. Yeah. So far, because everyone told me the Persona 5 is the best one, but I'm not so sure. I think it's nostalgia though, because I played Persona 4 on my PlayStation 2 when I was like 14 or something, and it was like my favorite game growing up, hands down. It was like my favorite game. So I feel like Persona 4 is still my favorite. I did buy Persona 3 as well on Steam. I haven't played this version of Persona 3. I played the old one as well on my PlayStation. But I don't think there's like a huge difference more than like quality perhaps. We will see. I will play through that as well at some point. Persona 5 is probably the most popular one. I mean, I think it's because like it's the newest one and people started maybe with the 5th one. But you know, as an old person, I played the other games long before. Is Persona good? I've considered playing it. I mean, it depends what you like. I truly love Persona games. They were like my favorite genre of games. Persona 5 is also, to me, a lot easier than Persona 4, because Persona 4 was like truly, maybe not golden, but like Persona 4 was kind of like ruthless when it came to like you were not able to save anywhere or anytime you wanted to, but Persona 5 kind of helps you, and like the tactics and the strategies and how to beat bosses in Persona 5 is also a lot easier, but it could also be that I'm a veteran at the gaming. I'm just so smart, you guys. No, but it could be that I played Persona 4 so much, but I feel like Persona 4 was like more ruthless, and you had to like learn certain things because you couldn't do whatever you wanted, because at some bosses you needed specific personas with specific skill sets, and if you didn't have that, you kind of couldn't get past them at some certain points. And so far I feel like Persona 5 is just a lot easier in that regard. But I'm also not that far into the game. I'm only done the first palace and first dungeon, so yeah. But the story in Persona 4 Golden, Is it your favorite? Yeah. At least if you don't count. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's also like, you know, the romance thing, like in Persona 5, you're able to romanticize and romance older women, and technically you're underage, which is kind of weird. Like, I think it's technically allowed in Japan, because I think that the main character is like 16 and like you can romance your teacher, and that's a bit weird. If you know what I mean. But I also am a huge fan of Chie in Persona 4, because I had a huge crush on her when I was 14, 15. She was my lesbian awakening, kinda. Not really, but she was part of the lesbian awakening, I think. So I'm like, no one is as good as Chia in the fifth one, so. Do you read nonfiction books? I do. This month I haven't read one. I mean, no, I'm lying, because I am reading one. I've been reading it for 3 weeks, but I haven't been able to finish it yet. So it's not in the wrap up, because I'm only like halfway. It's very intense reading, so it doesn't go fast for me. It usually takes slower. But I don't read self-help books, because a lot of people, when they ask about nonfiction, it's usually self-help, and I don't read that. I do, on the other hand, read a lot of historical nonfiction, because I'm a history nerd and I'm into that. I also read some literacy nonfiction. I find that interesting as well. Ovi, I'm sure between all the 3,648 books you probably read, that's at least one non-fiction one. Yes. Yes. Indeed. But not this month. But yeah, pretty cool. Do you guys see how much I actually read this month though? Like, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, that's horrific. But like, it's a lot. But also, like, I realized I read like more manga this month, and I'm really happy about that, because the other month I only read like normal books. I don't like using that term, but I don't know what term I should use instead. So I decided that I wanted to read more manga and more light novels, because I've been buying a lot, both on like Etsy and Vinted, like secondhand, but also like new releases. But I never find the time to read them, because I always read normal books for work. And you can see the normal the normal book that I have here. It is actually for work. So I didn't read it because I wanted to read it. I read it because work told me to read it. So it was not by choice. A lot of reading. Yes, we did a lot of reading. I'm kind of happy about it. And I have hand tracking now, which is kind of cool, right? Now you can see how much I actually use my hands. Normally when I sit here, I use my hands this much all the time, but you guys can never see it. So I told my friend Gina, who's also a VTuber, I was like, sometimes I wish everyone could see just how much I move my hands, because like I feel like this is mainly how I talk. And sometimes I do, like, when I don't know the word, I kind of try to sign the word. Not that I know hand signs, it's just like I'm trying to show what it is with my hands. And not a lot of people know what I mean when I show the signs. Gina is one of the few friends I have that knows exactly what I mean when I do things. Ovi can now high-five us. Yes, this is very important. Wait, stop it. Okay, maybe I don't want to do it now. Double finger. Okay, well, sometimes it loses tracking, but most of the time it's very accurate. And I can do this. Because like it's hard when you 2D to do this, and I feel like I do this a lot when I talk about things. But yeah, high five. Yay. I can also give you, wait, a heart. Kinda? A heart? Doki doki. Boom. Oh, there! Yes. We think alike, you and me, Tag. You see? Kind of fun, though. Technically, I scheduled the stream to be earlier, like 3 p.m. or something, like, you know, during the day, because I have the day off. But then I realized I needed to get my nails done, and I needed to get them done at 5 p.m. So if I streamed at 3 p.m., I had to, like, stress through everything, and I didn't want to stress with you guys. I wanted to, like, chillax and just be like, yes, let's just go through all the books, and it will take the time it takes. I don't think it's gonna take more than like maybe 2 hours or something like that. It depends how much I talk. I can't talk a lot, which is a problem I have, I think. Now do gang signs. Wait, I don't know how to. I'm not a gang member. I can do, wait. I can do like, no, it doesn't show up. Wait. Okay, it doesn't show up. I did a dog with my hands, but I can't do it. It doesn't show up, sadly. Are we ready for the good enough? Yes. Are we ready for the first book? The first book I ever read in April was Hitting Rewind with You. I made them like this. I thought that was cute. I think that's pretty cute. Maybe, perhaps. It kind of looks like, you know, I scribbled and stuff on it. I thought that was kind of cute. So, yeah. I read the first volume of this. It's a manga, and technically I was not supposed to actually buy this. I was on like a Swedish secondhand website with like auctions and things, and I bought another manga that I wanted for my collection that I already read technically, so I was not gonna read it. But the seller didn't want this book because he was like, he bought it and he hated it, and because I bought his other manga books from his collection, he was like, you may have this for free as well. So he sent it to me, even though it's technically new, like it came out very recently, and the second book came out like 4 days ago, I think. I haven't ordered the second one yet, but I kind of need to because I really like this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's basically it's about this girl, and she's like, oh no, when I was in high school I was so nerdy and I only did school stuff, and I was a big huge nerd, and I never got to do cute stuff like going on dates in my school uniform. And so on Halloween she kind of puts on her old high school uniform and she goes out, and then she meets this guy who's also in a high school uniform, and she's like, let's go on a date, teehee, which is very fucking weird, by the way, because she's a university student at this point, you know. She's like, I don't know, 19, like 20, And she's like, oh, a high school student, and she's asking him to go on a date or whatever, which is weird. But later on, we find out that he's also actually a university student, and suddenly it's not weird anymore, I guess. Uh, and he was like doing a lot of scholarship basketball, I think it was. It was a sport that he had a scholarship for. So he also didn't do a lot of stuff in high school. So they decide to like get a second chance and like cosplay high schoolers. So they put on their uniforms and go on different kind of dates. So it's kind of like they're fake dating because they're not really interested in each other technically. But then they start liking each other. It's very fluffy. And it's more about lost time. It's she didn't know he was the same age. No, she didn't know that. She didn't know that. And technically, that's why it's so weird. You know, so when I started reading it, I was like, okay, I understand why, like, the buyer sent this to me, right? Because he probably didn't like it. He was like, this is fucking weird, you know? But I feel like the author kind of knew what they were doing because, like, after we find out that he's not a high schooler, they kind of like makes up for it, and it kind of, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it's not weird after that, you know. I feel like I wasn't that weirded out with it, you know, but like the first chapter was definitely questionable, you know. One thing I do not understand though is because like the dates that they're going to is, to me, very common dates. Like they go to the zoo, they go to the aquarium, they go to like an amusement park, and she's like, oh, you can't do this, you know, when you're in university because like we have to take back from lost time and we can only do it now that we're in our high school uniforms because it's pure. And that part I don't really understand though. But it could also be that myself, we don't really have school uniforms. And so to me, it's just like, it's not that special. I feel like, you know, you can still, because like in the end, technically what they're doing is they go on dates, but they just have like the uniform on. But if they take the uniform off, it's basically the same date. So I don't know, like I feel like, you know, you can't think too much about it because like the more you think about it, the weirder it get and the more you question it. But I think it's also like a cultural thing. I bet that Japanese people understand this a lot more than I would because we don't have uniforms. So to me, it just doesn't make sense. I also feel like, you know, like my high school days, like they weren't bad. I'm not saying they were bad, but like my high school days were like not perfect. So like when I was in the university, I would never be sitting there and be like, ooh, I wish I could go back to high school times. Because I preferred being in the university because like there were other librarians there. Because we all went to librarian school. And high school was just like bullies. You know? So I don't know, but like they're very cute together. She's very, very nerdy. Now she, you know, she's a university student and she looks good now suddenly because like back in the day she was a nerd, both in behavior and in appearance. And he was like a sporty guy kind of thing. And sometimes when they talk to each other, her nerdiness comes through, and that's kind of cute. It's very wholesome. So if you're looking for something fluffy, give this a go. I will continue reading it because I thought it was kind of... It's kind of fun, you know? Don't think too much about it. A person told me the other day that if you have to like turn certain like places of your brain off when you read a book to be able to enjoy the book is not good. Because you should be able to use all of your brain when reading something for it to actually be good. But I don't really agree with that. I feel like, you know, sometimes you just want something fluffy and you just don't, doesn't have to be that deep, you know. Sometimes stuff doesn't have to be deep. Like sometimes it's just fun and whimsical, and you know, it's a fun ride and something you can just relax to. And to me, this was that. Yeah, so it's a yes for me. Yeah. This is the first this is the normal book that I read. It's called The Letter Carrier. It's an Italian author. It's a historical fiction. It starts during First World War or before the First World War, and it's about this woman who marries an Italian guy, and she has to like move to Italy to his family, and it's like a small town, and she's the weird woman because she has opinions, and she's dressing differently because she's from a different country. Is like, people would be like, you know, the weird woman, and she feels like she needs something for herself, and she's technically a teacher, but she's not able to teach in Italy, so they give her a job as like a mailman, and being a mailman, she also starts teaching some illiterate people how to read and write, so she gets to use her teacher stuff, and she also like, we get to see her grow and become friends with the people in the small village, and she also like, we can see the First and the Second World War like in the background. It's not technically about the World Wars, but you can like see how it affects the people in this village and how she helps them and how to communicate with some soldiers and other stuff like that. It's good. To me, it just had many characters, maybe too many characters, and I feel like maybe I read it at the wrong time because I started reading it when I was really, really stressed out at work. And I feel like that just made me not like it because like I had to use a lot of brain capacity to figure out who is who. And that's not, you know, that's not a good thing. So I feel like this is like that's why it's a maybe for me. I gave it 3 out of 5 because like it's really well written. Like the fiction is really, really good, and like the environment stuff was really good. It's just like I was not in the right headspace when I read it, and because of that, I had to give it like 3 out of 5. I also actually did not finish this book. I stopped reading and didn't finish, like, I think it was like 100 pages left because like it took for like ages to read it. Mainly because I didn't want to read it, so I didn't want to pick it up, and I was like, that's just like, you know, it's disaster. Just don't read it, you know. If you don't enjoy it fully, don't read it, you know. And that's why that book. And that's when I told myself, because I think this was like in the beginning of April, like the 2nd or the 3rd of April, and I was like, okay, you know what, maybe you just need to like time out from like proper books and just like read manga and read whatever you feel like. And that's why I did the rest of the month. So, which is good because most of the manga that I have read have been basically 5 stars. So there's a lot of good stuff coming. You don't always want the fancy healthy meal. Sometimes you just crave McDonald's. It's exactly. And I feel like, sometimes you need not a shitty story, but sometimes you need like something easygoing and something easy to like cleanse your plate until you go into another difficult book. So I usually do like serious book, less serious book, serious book, less serious. That way I can like cleanse my mind and get into a new headspace. So, when reading starts feeling more like a chore, I drop books as well. Yeah, it's just like it kind of sad because I read this for work. Every one of my colleagues was like raving how amazing it was, and I agree, it was amazing. It was just like, not what I needed at that time. And that's also, sometimes people be like, oh, I hated that book. And I'm like, yeah, give it a few years or maybe like a few months and you will maybe be in the right headspace. Because sometimes I feel like everyone can most likely enjoy almost every book. We just need to like, maybe you're just not in the mood for that sort of thing right now, or maybe you just need a few years to be able to like relate to that sort of story. Because like I read a few stuff when I was 14 and I read them now and I'm like, damn, they're amazing, why did I hate on that? But yeah, definitely not the book for me right now. But if you're into historical fiction with like beautiful environment descriptions and Italy and humans and their relationships to each other, this is very good. It has a lot of love in this, like both her, because there's two brothers who are in love with her, both her husband and his bigger brother. So there's some drama there. But I also find it very like interesting. I read the last pages. Like I know I didn't read like the last 100 pages, but I read the last few pages just to see like what happened. And I thought it was like beautiful how you can see like a development of who she is as a human in this small town that's very like narrow-minded, and how they're like hating on her because she's different and odd, but then like when they get to know her, she's like maybe like the cornerstone in the entire community in the end, that's like holding the city up. So it's a very good character growth and a relationship between humans. Yeah, definitely. But then we got to something more beautiful. Also historic, but manga. And this is based on true story. And it's Isabella Bird. I read volume 5 to 11 because I read 1 to 4 last month on March. Sorry, I had to like count what month it was. I read in March. I read the first few, and then I read the remaining books of this one. Technically, there's not an official translation in English for this one. There is a German one, and there's unofficial English ones out there. So I read a few in German and I read a few unofficial English ones. The first volume I think you can find in Japanese and English. It's for Japanese students to learn English, so it's half, I think. But this is about a woman called Isabella Bird, and in the 1800s she traveled to Japan and she wrote a book about everything that she saw. She was an adventurer. She went to different countries and she just like traveled around, you know? And she wrote everything that she saw and all of that. And she also had huge back problems. So she had problem walking and all of that, but even though she had those problems, she still went on all of these crazy adventures. And basically, it's a very mellow book, you know, because it's following the actual true research that she did and all the historical facts that she wrote about from her point of view. And how she travels Japan back in the day, and we get to see things. At the moment, I'm reading the actual research, and that's the non-fictional book that I'm reading so far. It's called, wait, I have it here. The Unbeaten Tracks in Japan by Isabella L. Bird. It's really good. I enjoy it. And in the manga, you get like one chapter, and then in the end of the chapter you get like some quotes and information on we took this information from this part of the research, and here she wrote about this and this, and that's why we made this chapter that kind of represent this and this. There's also some books about her writing her letters to her sister that also have a lot of like observation that she did in Japan, because it was basically tracks that no one outside of Japan had seen before. So she was just coming there as an English woman and trying to understand their culture and, you know, things basically. So a lot of stuff that we know or started looking into started with her research, which was kind of interesting. So if you're really into history and Japan's history, I do recommend this one. Hi, Dark Lord. Hello, and welcome. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. There's also no romance in it, so if you're no, I do not like romance at all, this does not have that, which is pretty cool. It's more like observation on human life and like how did their fire department work, like, you know, if fire started in a house, what did they do in Japan compared to England, and like what kind of cultural differences is there, like hair, clothing, the black of teeth, and all of that. So it's very it's almost like reading a historical book in its end, because there's a lot of information, and I do enjoy that every chapter ends with like, this is actually how that was. And if they talk about like a specific person, they always like include who that person is and what they were famous for and what they did. So I've learned a shit ton reading this. Yeah, but I'm also really into history, so that's why I really enjoy it. Sadly, I can't really find an English translation made because it doesn't exist, but I would love to buy it and have it in my physical bookshelf. But if I should do that, I probably have to do either the Japanese one or the German one. That feels weird. It does. But it's basically a history book, but in format of a manga. Hi Brian, how you doing? Then we have Yuri manga. As some of you guys know, as half gay myself, because I'm bisexual, I love reading lesbian and girl love and Yuri sometimes. It makes my own lesbian heart flutter a little bit. And I came across this one. I don't know. I can't remember how. More, I think I was just like buying other Yuri books, and then this was like, if you like this, you should buy this. And then I did, and I enjoyed it a lot, so I basically ordered the entire series, or up until what it is. And now in April, I read volume 5 to 8. It's so good. It's so good. I agree. I heard Among Us. Among Us. Yeah. It's probably my Swedish accent. Sorry about that. But I feel like this is very wholesome, and something I really liked about this one is that it's not like, you know, like, oh, let's jump in and go to the fluff and romance. It's actually a slow burn, and I love slow burns. I feel like that's more realistic when it comes to like actual love. And that's what I really love about this. It's about two girls, and they accidentally meet one evening. They run into each other, and one is very cold, and the other one is a little bit more bubbly, you can say. The next day, the cold girl ends up in the same class as the bubbly girl, and it turns out that she has a hearing issue. She's not completely deaf, but she do have like really bad hearing. And the bubbly girl, we realize that she's gay because she's been gay for a long time, and she kind of gets a crush on this girl. So it's a lot about talk about deafness. That's a hard word to say. It kind of reminded me of that boy love story. What was the name? I Hear the Sunspot. I have to Google. Oh, yeah, I Hear the Sunspot. I read that because there was like one of you followers told me that I should read it, and I did, and it was amazing. I really like it. But yeah, I don't know. I just read this and I go, oh, you know, a little bit. Ooh. I don't know. It's just so cute and adorable, but at the same time, it's kind of realistic in how it is, because it's not just fluffiness. It's very more like serious about, like, they have all their issues with trauma and PTSD and having issues letting people in, and like trusting people. And so, you know, you have all these things, and it starts with like just be friends, like just having a hard time just being friends, and then struggling being like, how do I tell her that I want more than just friendship? And I don't know, I just find it's such a wholesome, very realistic view of how I feel like a normal maybe Yuri love in high school would look like, you know? Yeah, exactly. I also like that they cite all the sources for the deaf experience. Exactly. I like that as well. I feel like, this is one of the mangas where you can see like the research is really, really, really well done. And I always like appreciate a really good researched book series. You know what I mean? It's just me being a guy with Asperger's. What do you mean? That you do you hear stuff wrongly just because you have Asperger's? Or is it the concentration thing? I don't know. I feel like, everyone should enjoy this. I also feel like if you liked Silent Voice, for example, is that the name of that? A silent voice? Silence? Silent? Yeah, a silent voice, exactly. If you like that, I think you would enjoy this as well. I think people who isn't necessarily into girl love or Yuri manga at all, I think they would still enjoy this because it is such a slow burn that, like, I think it's probably 5 or 6 first. It's not a lot about the love thing. It's more about accepting and being friends and being open and accepting that sometimes you need help and sometimes you have to just trust in a fellow human, next to you. And it's not until book 7, 8-ish that we get more of the romance going and questioning how to tell. The movie, yes, yeah, exactly. I don't know, either way I misheard it. It's okay to mishear stuff. But this is definitely a yes. Every single volume of this I've given 5 stars. So, but I also really love trashy Yuri. So like anything Yuri girl love related, I sometimes give 5 stars just because I'm like, ooh, it's gay. I feel like giving things 5 stars just because it's gay is a valid point, Which are we on? We're on 5? Okay, number 6. Yes, oh my god. Have you guys read Gannibal? I bought this secondhand. And the Gannibal is not trashy though. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I truly love trashy Yuri manga. Gay doesn't guarantee fight or flight, but definitely helps. To me, gay equals 5 out of 5. But I wanted to read something thriller or horror-esque, and then I saw this series. Someone sold all 3 volumes because there's only 3 out. I think the 4th one was released a few days ago. I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm going to. But I ordered it on a secondhand shop in Sweden. He was selling all 3 volumes for like $10, and I was like, if it's shitty, it doesn't really matter because like $10 is not that much. And I bought it and he sent it to me. I got it. And then it was like on my shelf for a bit because I was like, not now, because it kind of looked like it was just like your ordinary zombie, apocalyptic, Resident Evil, whatever. And I was like, I'm not in the mood for it. But then one evening, I just told myself, oh, whatever, I would just read it, because it bothered me that I didn't read it after buying it. I read all 3 in one sitting that evening. I was like, I will read for like a few minutes just to get like a feel of it. Then I will go to bed because I'm tired. But I sat up reading all 3 of them in one go. And I don't know. I love it. I haven't read anything dark in a very long time, you know? I mean, I have read, but I haven't like connected properly with anything dark in a long time. I feel like horror is very hard for me because I've been reading it for so long time that sometimes nothing really sticks with me. Like I read something and I'm like, you're trying too hard, or it's not that scary, or the art is not that nice. But this one, I felt creeped out. And I feel like that's like the biggest compliment I can ever give a horror thing, because nothing freaks me out anymore. But when I was reading this, I just felt this constant dread, and I just felt like, ew. I don't know. It's weird. But it's basically about this cop and his family. He has a wife and a child who's like 4 or 5, and they move into, something happens. We doesn't know yet. Like you will know in the 3rd volume what happens, but like in the 1st volume you don't know. Something happened in Tokyo, and they're placing him in like alone in a small village in the middle of nowhere. And they say that like the policeman that was there before him, he went like mental and crazy, and he was saying that like the city folks were like cannibals and they were eating people, and then he just vanished in thin air. So this young cop gets like this position, and they were like, you will even get a house and everything, and your family can move there with you. And he does, and then when he moves there, stuff starts happening. Like, you know, he starts realizing maybe they are cannibals, or maybe they just freaky deaky. And and it takes so many weird turns, and you never actually see any monsters, and you never see anything weird, but it's people instigating things and people saying things, and it makes you go, maybe I am going crazy, maybe I'm just like thinking weird things because someone else told me to think in those patterns. And who can you trust and who can you not trust? Because like some of the villagers say one thing and some other villagers say something else, and it's this like huge mystery about everything. But there's also people dying and people being bitten by something that's not an animal, because like when the corpses is there, they have like bite marks and stuff. There's a lot of it. I like how it just like show us, and I feel like the narrator is just like, you can't really trust him because like he makes so many mistakes, and he kind of like thinks stuff about some villagers, and then it turns out that was just completely wrong. And then you're back to square one when you don't know anything anymore. And it goes like very back and forward, and it's like, are they cannibals or are they not cannibals? And I don't know, it's atmospheric dread, exactly. I just love it a lot. I like, if you're into something that's not going to be like, haha, it's not going to be like in your face, but it's more going to be like, ooh, this is creepy, this is it. I also feel like maybe it's because I myself live in a village in the middle of some like nowhere. Like not many people know. They're like, oh, forest, nothing but forest, and a village, you know? So I can kind of relate to this, because like the rumors that they talk about, And how they talk about like other villagers in this is very common for small village. So like if you lived in a small village, or you know like the atmosphere and how things are, I feel like it just gets creepier. You know, like everyone knows everyone. You say something and someone overhears it, and then everyone knows it. So when you go to the store, they already talked for hours about how you said something to your wife, and now there's a rumor that you're probably mistreating her or whatever. You know, like rumors spread like, you know, like that. And I don't know, it's just very good. I don't want to say too much either. There are, of course, some bloody parts, because, you know, you will see some dead bodies, because there are dead bodies everywhere. People die in this village. And then the background story to the police in Tokyo is extremely dark, like very, very dark. There's a huge reason why he's not able to be a police officer in Tokyo anymore, and they put him on suspension in a small village as well. Yeah. It's interesting though. I like it. There's also a live action series on this. I haven't watched it yet because I want to read the entire manga and then watch it, but I've seen the trailer and the trailer looks sick. So if you'd rather watch it, I think it's a Netflix series. I think the second season of it was released newly, but I'm not really sure. But if you want something spooky, this is it. Oh yeah. Then I read this one. I gave it 3 stars, and I feel like I'm too kind giving this 3 stars. I should have given it 2. It's not a maybe, it's a no. I changed my mind. This series only have 3 volumes, and it's a manga, and it's like we swore to meet up in our next life, and then things got weird. It's basically it basically is about a princess and her knight. They're in love, but they can't get married, and then they die, and they like promise each other like in our next life we're gonna get married and we're going to be together. And she's like 40, 45-ish something. She's old lady, and she's been looking for him like forever. She still have her memories and everything left, and she's just like, where is he? You know, she's kind of giving up hope. And then he turns up, and he's 15. I don't know if I should say something more, but and they're like, yay, I finally found you. So it's a rom-com, I guess, with a huge age gap. It is kind of wholesome. I mean, I can't... I guess they don't really do anything until he's of age, but I mean, I feel like that's just like another word for grooming. But technically he also has his memories from he being a knight, and he was older than her when he was a knight, because he was like 30 and she was like 15 when she was a princess, and they were like in love, and now is the other way around. And I don't know, I feel like this is hard to rate, because like when I read it, as long as I didn't think about like the age gap, it was fine. It was wholesome. It was kind of cute. But as soon as I was like, oh yeah, by the way, she's like 45, I was like, oh, ew. I don't know. like, it was alright, but like, it was weird. The thing that I liked the most about this one was like when we get like a recap, not a recap, when we got to see their lives when they were a knight and a princess, because I feel like their love story when they were like a knight and a princess, like in the Middle Ages, it was very cute. But their love when they're grown up, not so cute. Also, I felt like, you know, something that would be like weird or something that could have been like, okay, this is an issue, would have been like for example, in one of the books, he's sick and she goes to him to like take care of him, but he lives with his grandparents, but they're not home, and that's why she goes there, because she's like, oh, okay, but they're not gonna be there, so they're not gonna find it weird that like a 40-year-old something is there to take care of their like grandson. But then they go like come home, and I'm like, okay, so now they'd be like, you can't date an old lady. But the grandparents are like, yeah, you go, girl. Because like they were like, he's been odd since he was a kid, so when he told us that he was a reincarnation of a knight and he was looking for his princess, we started helping him and we started believing him, and they're okay with it. Like, if my kid would tell me he's a reincarnation of like a knight and he's looking for a princess, I would probably put him in a straitjacket into the mental hospital. I don't know. I wouldn't like help him look for a woman that he's apparently looking for. You know? I feel like it could have been deeper, it could have been more realistic, because nothing in this is realistic. Again, reincarnations are not realistic. I know, I get it. But like, you could have had issues, and then like how to overcome those issues, and it would have been like, oh, that's an interesting take. But I feel like, you know, all the issues they had was just like, anyway, they agree with us. Everything is fine, you know? If my kid told me that, I would be like, yeah, and I'm the king, and your king demands that you clean your room and get less sugar from now on. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it was also like, you know, they were talking about, oh, we can't hold hands in public because people think it's weird. And I was like, okay, now we're actually getting somewhere. She's having issues, you know, she's not like, you know, people's gonna talk. But then, like, you know, the next page, she's like, whatever, I really missed you, so hold my hand. I've been waiting for you for 40 years, you know, I don't care. And then it wasn't an issue anymore. So I felt like, usually when it comes to books, you know, you start with an issue and then it goes up, you know, and when it's up here somewhere, the issue gets resolved, and then it goes down again, you know, and we never, you know, got that peak of solving an issue. I feel like every book should have like some sort of issue that we're trying to solve, because what else is the story telling us more than it's fluffy? So I don't know. I bought this for $10 or $15 for all 3 volumes on a secondhand auction. I'm not sure if I want to have it in my bookcase though, because like I'm not really into it, and usually I only have stuff that I rate 4 or 5 or up, you know, like it only like the best of the best. So I don't know what to do with this one. I might donate it, or I don't know. Yeah, that's a talk for another day, but the book was weird. To me, it was weird to me. yeah, I started reading The Climber. I felt like everyone was talking about it and raving about it on manga TikTok. So I picked it up. I read the first volume in March, and I read volume 2 and 4 in April. And it's probably one of the visually most stunning manga I've read this month so far. So if you really want to read something visually stunning, read this one. It's kind of based on, like, not really real events, but it is based on the life of a real mountain climber who didn't like mountain climbing by himself, or with people, sorry. He wants to climb by himself because he's a loner and he doesn't enjoy being around other people. So it's kinda inspired by true events or a true person, but not really, because it's kinda fictionalized a lot as well. I did read some articles about both the author, Yurunita, and as well as the person it is based on. And I can see the similarities. It's not 100% one and one, but it's definitely some similarities to it. It's very intense. A lot of people say, like, oh, you read this and suddenly you think you're like a philosopher or you're so smart. I feel like that's not really true. Mostly because I actually read philosophy and this is not it. I don't know why people think that. If it's just like, you know, visually stunning pictures and then some like life quotes and people go suddenly, they're trying to be deep, but they're not deep, they're only surface level. But I don't think the manga or the author is trying to be deep. I think the purpose of the entire manga is something completely different. I think a lot of people does not understand the purpose of this story, which is fine. I just say that I just think that people who criticizing it just doesn't get it, if you know what I mean. This story is about a guy called Mori Buntaro. He is he's a guy, a transfer student, and he saw his best friend take his own life in front of him. They were on the rooftop of the school and his friend basically jumped. And after that, everyone says that everything he touches and everyone he's hanging out with dies or gets destroyed. And so he tries to like not be around other people, and he tries to just like keep to himself. And he also is in the verge of like, if I die, that's fine because I don't want to live anyway, kinda. He kinda lost his purpose in life and he's very depressed. That's when like some bullies like tell him to like, oh, climb this wall if you can, and then he does, and he's not very good at it, but something about it like awakens something in him that like pushing your body to that limit to do like climbing, like wall climbing and mountain climbing, kind of pushes him to like, I want to see that. And with his personality of feeling like it doesn't matter if I die, he pushes himself a lot, more and more. The first volume is mostly about his school days, and then the second volume is about him when he's an adult and a proper mountain climber, and how he manages to scrape up money to go to big mountains and climbing them. Why I'm saying it's visually stunning is because like I mean, there's huge illustrations of him like climbing the Alps. Like first you're having like the nitty-gritty of him like hurting himself. The frostbite is very intense. Like, you have to survive on like no food, and you have to push yourself to the limits, and people die, you know, like it's not easy. Mountain climbing is not easy. And like all the frozen toes and frozen fingers, and what do you do if an avalanche starts and all of that. It also explains really well mountain climbing and how it works, and it gives you resources and the research that's been done. And every volume ends with interviews with real mountain climbers and their experiences, which is also very interesting. But it's basically about this mountain climber and his life, and beautiful pictures of him on the Alps and how nitty-gritty it can be to push yourself that far. He himself wants to be an alone wolf climber, but sometimes, you know, you need people to help you, because sometimes you can't climb certain things all by yourself because you need help. So it's also about him starting to trust people. It do have some sexual assault in this one as well, so if that's an issue with some people, I would not pick this up though, because that's a huge PTSD for him that travels from one volume to another, because it kind of I don't want to say makes him the man he is, but it kind of forms him a bit. I think this is probably one of my favorite reads this month, and I'm really looking forward to book 5 coming out. I think book 5 is coming out in like 7 days or something, and I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone want to read a book that's kind of like 50 Shades of Grey, but it's wholesome, but it's technically BDSM? Then read this one. I gave it 5 out of 5. I read volume 2 because it recently came out, but I read volume 1 last year sometime. My fiance Tay sent me the first one. I don't know what he was trying to tell me, but he sent me this one, and it teased me harder. It's a very realistic take on kinks. Because if you look at 50 Shades of Grey, the thing that she was really criticized on was that she did not know anything about BDSM, and everything was like romanticized from her point of view. Tease Me Harder is this kind of like ecchi manga about actual kinks and how they work. And it's about this girl who, ever since she would like, you know, became of age or whatever, she's always been interested in BDSM kinks. She had never tried them because she feels like she's weird for enjoying it or enjoying the thought of it. But she has a boyfriend, and they've been dating for like half a year, and she decides to just like tell him. And when she does, he's very understandable. And they start exploring BDSM together and like doing the research and getting into it and trying it out. And she's really into it, she loves it, but he is more on the offense because he feels like he's hurting his partner, and he feels bad every time he's like spanking her or whatever, because he's like, oh no, I left marks on her thighs when I spanked the thigh or whatever. And he feels like he's a horrible person for that. So it is a very realistic view of in a relationship what you do for each other. And I feel like it's a beautiful way on how you can talk about sex, and talking about sex doesn't have to be embarrassing, or it doesn't have to feel like you're being rejected. It's a healthy view on sex. I came to stream and I hear realistic on kinks. What do you mean? Oh no. mm. I mean, as long as it's shades of gray, but actually good and accurate with BDSM and not straight up abuse. No. It's not abuse. This is very, very accurate. In the second volume, we also meet a girl, another girl who is a dom, and she works as a dom in Japan, and we get a little view on how that life can look like, and she teaches the couple like how to BDSM properly. At first I was like, oh no, she's gonna destroy the relationship, but she had a good impact. Wow, partners that actually can respectfully with each other. Whoa, I know. The only thing that I've said, that I've written there, is I'm not a huge fan of the art style. Like, the art style is fine in itself, but the way that they look very soft, very like round and cutesy, and so cute. And I feel like that could be a like, it's not weird, because I know for a fact that they are like 23 or something, but like, drawing them like that kind of makes them a bit childish in my opinion, and that's the only thing that I have to complain about, to be honest. Otherwise, I truly enjoy this. I still gave it 5 out of 5. I'm looking forward to volume 3. I'm not sure when volume 3 is coming out though, but it sounds like a good time, honestly. I mean, yeah, it does. You will learn things in this. This might not shock my other viewers. Hello, Sarah. Hello. This might not shock my old viewers, but new people here might be shocked. But this is not my first BDSM manga that I own. I own a few series, and some are more informative than others. This one is kind of informative, but it's not deeply explaining things, because in this one it's more like she knows that she's kind of into it, like the thought of it, but she never really dived in and researched it, and he just wants to like give her what she wants. So they're kind of like two noobs, like learning and doing mistakes, and then learning again, and learning how to discuss sex basically. But I have other BDSM manga that's more informative, where the author is like, I went to a dom cafe, and they tied me up, so I knew how it felt like. That way I could write about it more properly. Kind of BDSM. This one is very much in the gray area. It's ecchi, and it does have some scenes that are a little bit explicit, but it never shows anything. It's more like it still keeps the wholesomeness to it. I guess the cuter art style is to show that the story itself is cute and characters are respectful and stuff. I think so. I think that, you know, the art style is soft to be like, it's wholesome. Even though we're discussing this topic, it's still wholesome. Ever since the Pedro story, Ophi can't shock me anymore. Everyone has a P-drawer. Stop bringing it up. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but like YouTube studios have an AI that can help you with content recently. So you can like ask it like, give me an example of a good stuff I can talk about. And I did, for funsies, ask this YouTube's algorithm AI, like, go through my content and give me an example of something I could talk about that my viewers would enjoy. And do you know what he took up? He was like, talk about the P drawer. And I was like, how the fuck does he know about the P drawer? Apparently he like looks at the transcripts of every video, and I'm not even talking about the pre-drawer that much. So apparently YouTube Studio AI think that I should do a YouTube short on the P-drawer because you guys will enjoy that. I don't know. AI knows us too well. Stop. Even the AI was like, that was a loaded topic. No. Oh god, I find that funny. Give an example of what we consider a mistake in that context. Mistake. Oh, you mean in Tease Me Harder? How like they do mistakes in their BDSM relationship? Well, like the the thing is, they two are very different. I would not consider him a dom. I think that he himself is also a sub, just like she is. He just doesn't know it yet. So the mistake is that, you know, she wants a lot, and when he agrees to it, she's so overly happy that she's found someone who's like doesn't think that she's weird, and she's like just throwing all her kinks on him, and she's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, and he's nice and he can't say no. So they have to like communicate like boundaries, like there's such a gray scale of BDSM, what it is, like what are you okay doing and what are you okay receiving, and that's like the biggest mistake that they are going through right now. It is a lot of communication error mistakes, I would say. Lack of communication, yeah, I think so. But I also think it's because they're inexperienced, because like they've been dating for 6 months and they haven't done anything more than holding hands and maybe hugging twice. So that the fact that she's now like, because he's always like, oh, she's so pure, she's so cute. And then she's like, oh, by the way, I'm a BDSM sub freak and I want you to step on me and spit me in the face and call me a yeah, you know. And he's like mega shocked, you know, because it's a huge difference. And he's like, oh shit. Which kind of makes it a little bit funny as well. It's always the quiet one you should look, you know. The quiet ones are freaky deaky. And they're both bottoms? I think so. I think so. Because volume 2 ended with him saying that he should, to understand the girlfriend, he needs to try being a bottom and a sub and be like, I want to experience being dominated. That way I will know why she enjoys it so much, and then I can give it to her. And I'm like, I think he's just gonna realize that he's a bottom himself, you know. I think that's a huge issue. So I'm kind of curious how volume 3 is gonna be. You know? But it's a fun read, and I feel like it's very, very realistic in how it talks about sex and communicates that, you know? Oh yeah, this one is weird. This is a huge maybe. It's called Scenes of Awejima. It's basically this opera music school or singing school that's very, very fancy. And I thought it was gonna be one story about this music school with it's an all-girls school and it's gay. You know, I was like, gay, I need it. So I bought it, and it is a little bit gay, but it's not fully gay. And it's basically short stories. And in the beginning, because it was not what I expected, I was like, I hate it. I hate it so much. But now, when I've been thinking about it, I don't necessarily hate it. I just think I needed more brain cells to comprehend truly what it was about. You know? Because it's so many short stories, and then you try to like add them up, you realize that, okay, these stories are not like from this timeline to this timeline to this timeline, because it's just like, okay, let's take from that and that and that and here, and then you have to do the puzzle yourself with who is related to who, because sometimes you will see one character being a teenager, being a student at this school, and other times there's an adult and being like a teacher, or you will see them like going to the school and then their granddaughter is going to the school suddenly, and you have to like puzzle. So for me it was very hard to follow, and it kind of jumps between one timeline to another timeline to the next one. But it's technically very much like generational trauma, because I feel like some have a good time at this school, but some does not actually have a good time at all in the school, and that kind of goes from one generation to the next generation. I think I will buy the second volume that comes out in July, I think. But I feel like this is not like an easy read. You have to like use brain. Not fully gay, 3 out of 5. If it would have been fully gay, you know it, 5 out of 5. Now, 3 out of 5. Episode 4 came out yesterday. Is the anime good? I feel like I don't watch anime that much. I put all my effort into reading, I guess. I feel like, you know, the art style though, gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm also, there's something about watercolor covers, you know, because like when you look at it, it kind of looks like it's watercolored, and I love it. I think I was drawn to the watercolor cover, and then it said LGBTQ all girls school, and I was like, gay, but then it wasn't that gay, you know? Not for me, so I can't say. Yeah, I can't really decide yet. I feel like I need more content to decide if it's like good or bad. I don't think it's good or bad. I just feel like maybe it's not for me. Yeah, I can't really decide. Maybe if they made it more gay. I think I need to like turn on the lights because my tracking is kind of stopped working. Sitting in a dark room. Hard to follow. Is it the setting? Yes and no. No, it's not really like the setting. It's more one chapter we follow like two girls, and then like in the end of that chapter, it's not really end of their story. It's just like, okay, they moved into the school. Cool. So these are our main characters. Then the next chapter is some completely different girls, and you're like, okay, so this maybe are like other roommates that's neighbors or something. And then it turns out that no, they went to the school 30 years ago, so they have nothing with each other to do at all. But you don't know this because like you don't get the context until like the end, when you're like, okay, that last name is the same as that last name, and she kind of looks like an adult version of this girl, so I'm guessing that's her when she's adult, and this is her daughter, and the daughter is going to the same school, and that's why, you know, you have to be a master detective with this one. So that's kind of why it's hard to follow. Because like as soon as you get invested in like a story or character, you don't see them again. And it's like, okay, so why did I get invested in this character and wanted to know what happened, to then like toss the character away and be like, oh, let's not talk about her ever again. Like, it's very frustrating to me. But at the same time, it's kind of good when you have laid the puzzle out and all the puzzle pieces are like there, then it starts making sense, and it starts like, okay, it's pretty good. Like I can see what the author were trying to do, but I feel like just maybe they're failing in a way. Maybe if like in the beginning of every chapter we would have like a time skip, you know, like now is a different timeline, or like, okay, now it's 30 years back, or now it's 30 years forward. Maybe that would have made it easier instead of just like new chapter. You know, I don't know. But I also feel like it's really annoying. I don't like books who have multiple point of views, and then you have to like read the different point of views. I prefer a book that just like one character all the time. But that's just a preference from me though. So that's like my biggest issue with this one. I will still buy volume 2, and we will see where it goes from there. Maybe I drops it after that. We will see. Oh yeah. Next one. Well, this is not hentai, but it's extremely edgy. And would you believe me if I said I bought it because it said tea ceremony master, and the ecchi was not actually the reasoning for me to buy it? Or would you still think that I bought it for the sex scenes? I was like, I enjoy tea. Let's read about some Japanese tea ceremonies. A little bit like Les Miserables, maybe, but I see your point. Oh, fun fact though, Les Miserables is one of my favorite classics of all time. Which is kind of weird. Same, sure, bought it for the T in the title. Exactly. Why most things... they're not lewd. There's been 2 lewd mangas. Do not make it into all Ophi reads are lewd. I read 48 mangas this month. 2 does not make everything lewd. Stop it. Yeah, T, of course. It's just a T in the research purposes. Exactly. I only really know Les Mis from the musical. But the musical is really lovely though. I really want to go see the musical live at one point in my life. I only seen the movie musical and not the live version, sadly. This book though, it's a one-shot story, so there is only 1 volume, so it has a starting and an end. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because it was really fucking bad. I should probably be giving it 2. I think like 3 was me being kind. Okay, no, maybe it is a 3. It's not really fucking bad. It's just like not my thing, I think. Cause this one is more like, it's not wholesome at all. It's just like sex, you know, like it's pushing it down your throat. Yeah, see what I did? No, but for real, it's yeah, I read it and I was like giggling to myself because like it was a little bit steamy. But then when I put it down and I started like thinking about it, I was like, the only good thing about it was like the steaminess. Like the actual story and the relationship between these 2 people were like non-existent. like the story was just not there. It was just like sexy steamy scenes after another, and like they were good, but that was about it. It was basically, I read porn, you know. After reading it, I just felt dirty. Okay, I didn't feel dirty, but I don't know. Like, my problem is, like, the story is about this girl. She's a virgin. She's so pure, blah, blah, blah. She never met a guy and done it. And she's, you know, she's of age, okay? I don't know how old she is, but she has a job. And then her friend is like, oh, you have to just go and get a guy and then go into like a love hotel and just fucking do it, just get it over with, and then you can just hoe out, you know, and have a hoe era. And she's like, oh, I can't just do it with anyone, me, you know, like that. And then she gets into trouble with some guys or whatever, and then she meets this guy on the cover and he's like, cute girl. This another backstory to that one though. They go drinking. She tells him, you know, that she's not in like experienced, and then they go into a love hotel because she's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot my shot and take this handsome dude to a love hotel. And she does, and they do the thing, and she's like, I'm not a virgin anymore, yay. And then they keep seeing each other, and they like become intertwined in a relationship, and he likes her, and then there's like a backstory to they actually know each other, from back in the day, and stuff like that. But like she speaks, technically they don't talk about like, you know, go out and fuck a dude. She's more talking about like, I want to experience love. I want to love so hard. I want to feel love and be loved. But every time they're doing it, she's like, oh, I finally feel loved. And that struck a chord with me, because like sex and love is not the same thing, you know? And I feel like you know, like any dude can put P in V without love. So saying that you finally feel loved because you have P and V does not mean love. But yeah, I think I'm just over analyzing it because I wanted more depth. I wanted to actually be like, I wanted a background story that was good, and I feel like we were only like scratching the surface of stuff. And yeah, I think the most thing that annoyed me was like, you know, I want to experience love, but she be like, love, sex, same thing. From porn stuff and hentai and steaminess, a lot of sex scenes. So if you like sex scenes, there you go. I don't really have much to say about it because it wasn't that deep. It was just steamy. But yeah, if you want that, read it. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is a funny one. I don't like manga like this, okay? This is very unusual for me to read something like this. But the anime, you know, is going right now, right? And I was scrolling TikTok with my thumb and I was like, ooh, scroll, scroll, scroll. And I came across a scene from the anime and it just seemed so fucking ridiculous that I just felt like I have to give it a try, right? And I feel like it was the funniest thing I read in a long time. Because it's so ridiculous. I don't know if it's supposed to be ridiculous, but to me, it was the funniest comedy I read in a long time. It's basically about this rooster who's like super overpowered and he fights gigantic monsters with his extremely powerful cock-a-doodle-doo. And every time he fights like a monster, he becomes like over dramatic and philosophical, be like, oh yes, oh, I'm so strong, but I'm so deep and I have to... It's like, you know, the series doesn't take itself serious and they're kind of like making fun of all these over dramatic, overpowered monster fighting animes. And I thought that was really funny. I mean, and I also watched the anime. This is one of the few new animes I actually been watching. And I was just laughing. It was just so ridiculous, you know. So if you want to laugh, this is a good one. I'm going to buy the other volumes as well. So far I only own the first one. So I'm gonna buy the rest at some point. But so far not a lot have happened in that one, more than we know he's a rooster that's overpowered and he's a lone wolf. No one can come and walk the way that he's walking. He does not have companions, and it's very good. I think like you have to go in with a mindset that it's going to be ridiculous and not serious, and that way you will enjoy it a lot more. If you buy it and you're going to be like, oh shit, this is going to be like the biggest action thing ever and it's going to be serious and like great, I don't think it's going to be that great for you. Like, it does have some really cool art with the big fights and everything, but considering like the dialogue that they have, I feel like you can't take it that serious. But yeah, it was a great read. It was fun. It was a funny experience. Oh, yeah. I read the first volume of this one. This is like the worst I read this month. I heard about this anime and I think I need this one. You do! You do need this one. If it's something I want you all to take with you, buy the Rooster Fighter one because it's funny. This is a no for me. Yakuza Lover. I always enjoyed like, steamy romances with like dangerous men and lonely women and whatever. There's something about like the Yakuza that just like intrigues me, like Yakuza stuff, mafia stuff, and stuff like that. Like, a man who will like burn the world for you and just, something like that. And I thought to myself, maybe I will enjoy Yakuza Lover because I kind of enjoyed Firefly Wedding, with the psychopath guy, and I kinda did enjoy Yakuza Fiance, the anime. So I was like, maybe I will try Yakuza Lover because people say this is the good one. And it's about this Yakuza and a college student. She meets him on like a nightclub one night and it's basically instant love, and I don't really know if it's love. I think it's just like he enjoys that she talks back and she's not afraid of him because most other girls are, and he's like, I'm obsessed with you now, you're mine, you belong to me. And she's like, no, I'm independent woman. And I was like, yes, slay girl, you go. But then the next page after she said she's independent, she's like, I love him so much and I can't be without him and I have to go to him now. I haven't seen him in 2 days and I'm dying. I need attention. And then she goes to him and he's like, oh, let's do the deed. And she's like, no, but okay, let's do it. And I'm like, you talked for 20 minutes and you miss him. And then you go to him. I don't know. Instant love to me is weird. Like, I understand instant attractions because I feel like that's a thing. But loving someone and doing anything for someone in instant love, I feel like no, that does not exist, That's just passion and obsession, and that's just a huge red flag, right? They're in lust with each other. I mean, they say it's love because they're like, oh, I miss him, he's my world. And I'm like, you met him once at a club and you talked for like 10 minutes. How can you love him and miss him and he's everything to you and you will like throw away your entire life to be with him? And she's like, I don't want to marry anyone because like I want to be with him, but he can't be with me because he's Yakuza. And then when they hang out, he's get shot and she's like, oh no, my hubby, oh. I think that, the love part just doesn't make sense to me. It just went too fast. I feel like if they would have slowed it down and it actually had a proper build-up, I think I would have enjoyed this a lot. I think like this is the kind of trashy romance that I enjoy. I just don't enjoy the instant love thing. You know what I mean? Maybe I will continue this just to give it another like chance, because people say that it does get better, but sometimes I just don't want to like waste a lot of both money but also time to read something to be like, okay, it gets better later. I want it to be like good now or all the time. At least it should have a good start. It shouldn't get good in like volume 4 or something like that. You know what I mean? They could still turn it into a Disney movie 10 minutes in and in love already is the thing there. I mean, yeah, but that's like a kid's show. I don't know. maybe I'm just too old and I just want things to be realistic. You know, I feel like I read stuff and I go, eh. Because I know for a fact, if I would have read this when I was 14 or 15, I would be like salivating and drooling and be like, oh my god, he's so hot. And I would also throw myself at him, even though he would be shot and die and he's Yakuza and you know? But now I'm like 30 something and I'm like, eh. Does he have savings? Does he have a car insurance? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too realistic for it, you know? It comes with age. Oh. But that wouldn't be love, that would be lust. Yes, indeed. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, I can't say. Oh, this is gay, but I only gave it 4 out of 5. But I'm on book 5 now. And book 5 and 4 actually got 5. So it started with a 4, but it got to 5. And this is Yuri. So gay, but it's a full gay one as well. Technically, it's not truly gay. It hasn't become super gay yet, when I think about it. Because they have kissed, but there's a reason behind the kissing that's not gay. You know? But I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day is like a dystopian. It's about child soldiers. They go to a school, they're orphans, and they go to this school and they become like soldiers, magical soldiers. They're being trained and taught, and when they are strong enough, they're sent to war, and most don't come back. It do have a weird healing magic. And that's where the kissing comes in. Because to heal someone, you have to kiss them and then take mana from your body to the other person's body. And you do that by transferring it from mouth to mouth. Which, you know, could make sense, I guess. But we have to remember, these are high school girls, and they do have a school nurse who do the kissing on the high school girls. Technically, we never see these being happened on page, but it is told that, you know, everyone calls the school nurse a pervert because she very much enjoy kissing the girls. And that's weird. I think in volume 3, the side character is very gay. Indeed. 3 and 4. You see it a lot more in 4, but you are seeing it a lot in 3 as well. I mean, you have to read a little bit between the lines. Literally kissing the boo-boos away. Exactly. So not truly gay, so that's why the 4. No, I gave it 4 because of the weird kissing magic, okay? But then I forgot about the kissing magic when I got to book 3 and 4 because it was so traumatic. So I just gave it 5 stars because I couldn't stop crying, okay? It was... I enjoy the plot though, it's very interesting. Because one of the girls, the girl on the cover with the tall one with the blonde-ish hair, I don't remember their names, I'm really sorry, names are not my thing. But she don't like being hurt, she doesn't understand war, she doesn't understand the point of anything of this, and she's not very good with magic. She also doesn't know her specific magic yet, like what she's more like better at than others. Then we have Mimi. I know Mimi, the pink-haired girl. She's actually been living for multiple years, because she can't die. Even if she dies, she will be brought back to life because her mom basically did a magic spell on her and brought her back to life. So she's technically dead, but she's not dead. And it's a secret that nobody knows about. And these two are paired up in a room, and is a little bit gayness that starts there. But also, like, it starts with them being friends, so they're like more friends, but they also like care deeply for each other. It's not like outspoken love, more than care so far. But it's definitely very interesting plot. Like, every time I read it, I'm like, damn. It just gets deeper and deeper into all the things, and the side characters plot, it's so well thought out and researched, and I really enjoy that the side characters get so much room to grow and be there as well. So it's not just about them, it's about like a lot of people in this school, or girls in the school, and how they interact with like the war and everything. Can't spell necromancer without romance after all. Madam, I feel fine. A nurse shoots you in the leg. Oh no, you're injured. Now I have to kiss you more. Yes. These two girls, though, they kiss each other because they don't want the pervert school nurse to kiss them. So a lot of kissing, smooches. But I enjoyed it. I do love dystopian, and it kind of like a dark romance. So if you're into dark romances and like a dark child soldier, weird magic war kind of stories, that's also kind of devastating. And I feel like the ending of this cannot be happy. I own all the volumes so far, but the 5th one, because when I bought it, I accidentally bought 2 copies, and then I had like asked the company to like, can you take away one of them and just send me 1 copy and give me my money back for the other one, because I don't want 2 copies to come because I only need 1. They told me no, so I had to like cancel the order, and now I have all of 8. If you're into dark romance and child soldiers, that one hell of a... It's true though. It does have child soldiers in it. I don't mean into them like that, you weirdo. Next one that I read was Pumpkin Night. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is a classic. I read like a chapter long ago. And I thought like, oh, it's pretty good. I will read it at some point, but I never really did. Then I was bored at work one day. So I picked this up and started reading it at work, and I felt like shit, I should not be reading this at work because it's extremely gory. And yeah, don't read it at work. So I brought it home and I read it at home, and I enjoyed it, kinda. I gave it 4 stars, but it's very campy, okay? Like, the story is bad, the art is not 100% good, but like, if you see past that and just be like, I want to enjoy like a really trashy, gory thing, this is good. If you want to read something like slasher, killer, gore during Halloween, I would recommend this one. I think there's like 8 or 9 volumes, and I ended on volume 5 because I felt like, okay, now the story doesn't make sense. The first 4 volumes made sense. It was like a clear, kinda, path it was going. Some things were like not supernatural, but they did not make sense because like some people were supposed to be dead and they were not dead. But when we came to volume 5, there were definitely people who were supposed to be dead that wasn't dead, and they did things that are inhumanly possible to do, and it just started becoming super ridiculous. And I was like, okay, I'm dropping it because like now I'm just laughing when reading it, and I feel like it was not supposed to be laughed at, so to speak. So I would say the first 4 volumes is a good if you want something gory and fun. Otherwise, no. And it's basically about this girl who's being extremely bullied in school. One day she's announced to be like the pumpkin queen or pumpkin princess or whatever. It's apparently a thing in Halloween at the school, like the school dance, and she gets to put on like a pumpkin head, but the bullies kind of like put acid in the mask, so her entire face got burned off and she was like sent to mental hospital because the bullies had really high up parents in politics, and yeah, whatever. She got out of the mental hospital, got herself a creepy looking pumpkin hat that kind of resembles the hat that she had on when she got face acid, and she goes after her bullies one by one and kills them. Very gory. Now the real Venn diagram is, do you like Yuri? Because there ain't much Yuri out there. I mean, Yuri is the best thing, isn't it? I like Yuri. A lot of girls usually read boy love or yaoi, but I've read some yaoi. I don't really like yaoi. I think it's because I can't really relate. And sometimes when I read yaoi, I feel like it's fetishized in a way that like female author wrote a yaoi, and guys, when they have sex, becomes wet in their hole, and that's not how guy physics work. I say as a woman. But I also think that I relate better with Yuri because I'm bisexual, so like I enjoy because my fiance is a man. Sadly. He's staring at me when I said that. But so when so I have to get my gayness out in my manga. Somehow character returned kind of thing. Yes. You know, you see them die the most gruesome death ever, and their body parts are not attached to each other anymore. Head is not attached anymore. But guess what? In next episode, they're back. Kind of thing. I mean, Tay could upgrade to femboy. I've been trying. Okay? I mean, the first time I met him, I was like, because we met in a game. He's nodding. I told, because we have one friend in common. I told our in common friend, I was like, hey, I kind of like that Tay guy. He was pretty chill and cool. You know, I kind of enjoy gaming with him. And our friend was like, he gay though. Don't even talk to Tay because he's gay. I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't question it because you know what? Tay does come off as the most gay person ever. So for many years, I thought Tay was just the most gay person ever. I mean, his profile picture was Taylor Swift. His name in League of Legends was Taylor Swift. He said, yes, queen, and slay, when he got a kill in League of Legends. Tay also sound like gay. Exactly. He has a gay voice. Thank you, Nine. So that friend was trying to gay keep him. Oh my god. Yes. That friend was actually into me. Sadly, I wasn't into him like that. Poor dude. It was triangle drama. Oh, you meant like the name sounds gay with Tay gay. Oh, okay. I thought you meant his voice. Because I was gonna say like his voice is pretty gay too. Like that. Mm-mm. Do you hear that? They think you gay.
Damn. True.
It's true though, yeah. He agreed with you guys, so it's okay. You're not bullying him if he enjoys it. Oh yeah. After reading Yakuza Lovers, I decided to read Yakuza Fiancé because I saw the anime and I thought I should try the manga as well. It's okay. It's alright. I feel like because I watched the anime, I didn't enjoy the manga so much because I knew what was gonna happen. So I was like, predictable. But of course it's predictable. I watched the anime. I don't really know what I was on. But like, I enjoy the plot. But I wasn't really invested in it. Probably because I knew what was gonna happen. So if I'm gonna read it, I should probably continue reading it where the anime ends. If that makes sense. But it's basically about this Yakuza girl. She's like, her grandfather is a Yakuza. And he's selling her off. Or like doing an arranged marriage with another Yakuza's grandson. And they become fiancés or whatever. They're in high school. Yeah. It's a typical romance story, I think, but with like Yakuza family members. It's kind of toxic as well. Like, he is toxic and she's toxic, and they're both extremely big walking red flags, which kind of makes it interesting, I guess. Because like red flag plus red flag equals green flag, right? What I've not read it, when you were talking about the other Yakuza series, I did think it might be an alternative. Yeah. I saw the anime in like one go, like all the episodes when I was sick. And I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was enjoyable. It wasn't like, whoa, raise the roof, this is some good shit. And I kind of get the same vibe with like the manga. It's cool, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's kind of predictable, nothing special, but good. It's not bad. The art is pretty cool. I like the art. I think in color theory, red flag plus red flag equals a very strong red flag. I mean, yeah. But I kind of feel like, you know, when it comes to relationships, like, he is toxic to her and she's toxic back to him. So their romance is weirdly wholesome and weirdly like green flagged, because like they do anything for each other, but like they hate each other, but they kind of love each other, and they're kind of toxic to each other, but kind of like makes sense. No? I don't know. I feel like better to be toxic to a toxic person than toxic to an innocent person. Does that make sense? You know? Like, you give what you get. Yeah? But yeah, arranged marriage Yakuza style. It's pretty good. a lot of like Yakuza be like Yakuza politics kind of ends up with, you know, like they do have this arranged marriage, but then it's like, why is there arranged marriage and what is the purpose behind it? And like, are they trying to get stronger to take out another Yakuza family? And why is that? And then like a Yakuza war starts, and like there's a lot of like subplots that's interesting. So it's not just like, I love you and I want to make out. You know what I mean? And that way I appreciate this more than Yakuza Lover, because Yakuza Lover is more like I want to cuddle. Why doesn't he cuddle me? Oh, he got shot, but I want to cuddle. But this is more like politics, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're still being toxic, but true. Better actual green flag people not affected. Exactly. Oh, yeah. First light novel. I decided to read Vampire Hunter D because it's a classic. And I mean, I think this is a hard one. A hard one. Sorry. I mean, it has vampires, it has dampiers, like half vampire, half something else. It's a fantasy. This setting in this light novel is extremely, extremely good. But like the text reads awkwardly for me. I saw somewhere someone was like, maybe it's a translation issue. Others said the translation is great. I don't think it's like the translation. I think it's just like the way the author writes his sentences, and it's a lot of it reads very much like an anime script. So it's more like, he did this, he said that, they did that, you know? And not so much like, show us instead. It's more like it's telling us everything instead of like showing it through action, you know? It also has a lot of like sexual assault, like because it is about this dampier guy called D. He's a vampire hunter, but he's also a half vampire. And he meets this woman who's like been bitten by a vampire, and she needs help. And he decides to help her, and she's like, I can't really pay you with anything but my body. So take my body. She's like 15 or 16 or something. And she's like, take my body, because that's all I can afford or whatever. And he's like, I will help you. Not because he's interested in her body. I don't think, at least. I don't know. But like, for everything to happen in the book, it kind of always starts with like a sexual assault on this girl or whatever. Like, every big fight only starts because like she gets attacked sexually, or like someone touch her, or someone kidnaps her and touches her somewhere. I don't know. But it was a lot of sexual assault, and I was like, okay. She's like the biggest damsel in distress I've seen, you know? And I'm like, how many times can a woman be kidnapped and taking advantage of? And when will a woman learn? Not that I'm saying it's her fault, but like, she put herself in a lot of weird situations that you should have known should have led somewhere down a weird path, you know? I thought it was interesting. I don't know. Maybe I will pick it up, like, and read, because I bought 3 volumes, and I read the first one, so I had 2 left. So at some point, I most likely will read all 3 of them that I have, but right now I just don't feel like it. A friend of mine told me though that Vampire Hunter D does have like a full cast audiobook with like a lot of action sounds and stuff like that, with a full cast with like voice actors and everything. And she said it's better to listen to the audiobook than actually reading the books, because like they change a little bit in the dialogue and it makes it kind of less cringe. So I might try to read it as an audiobook, but we will see. Yeah, it's definitely weird. I liked some parts of it, but not all of them. Then we have Red River. This is a reread. I read Red River when I was 14 or 15 the first time. They had it in my local library, and I read it together with Fushigi Yugi. I loved Fushigi Yugi, and I did not like Red River. I don't know what it was with Red River, but I was just like, oh, I don't get it. Fushigi Yugi is so much better. And I reread Fushigi Yugi recently because I bought all of them for my library for nostalgia, and I hated it. Like, it was so cringe and so stupid. I don't know what's up with it. So I was like, maybe I should read Red River as well, because I also saw that announced that Red River is finally coming as an anime. So I picked it up and I loved it. Weirdly enough. But it has actual character growth, which I kind of like forgot. Like, she's super jealous in the beginning, but then like in the end she's like a whole new character, and I truly love a good character growth arc, you know? And I also do like when a guy falls harder than the girl, because I don't know, I just likes it, you know, when a guy falls first and more, and then the girl is like, oh, maybe I like him too, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's a kink of mine. I don't know. But I enjoyed it. And for you guys who doesn't know, this classic is basically about this girl who well, one day she's just pulled into water and she's brought back to like back in the day, like long time ago in Turkey. And there's this woman who's like, I need to sacrifice you, because if I sacrifice you, I will have my wish come true, and I want my son to be the new king of Turkey or whatever. And she doesn't want to be sacrificed, obviously. So she runs away, and then she meets like one of the princes who's like above this guy, and he's like, oh shit, she's my stepmother and she wants to sacrifice you, so her wish about killing me and my brothers come true so that her son can take the throne. So it's like a lot of politics and war, some magic to it, but it's definitely not really an isekai, like, but it's kind of like Fushigi Yugi, like a girl being brought to a new place, and she's like the sole purpose of like something. So she's trying her best to survive, and there's magic and there's war and there's politics, and some guys are into her. She's a tomboy, so she doesn't enjoy being in skirts and dresses, but that also makes her more intriguing to men, I guess, some men. I don't know, I enjoyed it. It was a bit different, I think. But yeah, I enjoyed the character growth the most. I read 1 to 4 I've reread so far, and I will continue reading them. I know that it's really hard to find these in like single volumes. I do have single volumes, most of them, But they started selling them as omnibuses for anyone who's interested. And then the anime is coming this summer. I think it's in like June or July, something like that. Oh, the second light novel that I read, which is the best read light novel wise that I read in April, and it's, oh my god, what is it called again? True Love Contract la 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 la. Oh yeah, true love fades away when the contract ends. And this is basically this girl she hears her dad talk about that he wants to marry her off with like her childhood best friend, and she doesn't love him and she doesn't want to do that because her dad wants to marry her off with someone just to like not contain her, but she's like she has stuff that she wants to do in life, and she wants to work, and she wants to be of use, and that's very uncommon for a woman, you know. And her dad just wants to marry her because if she gets married, she's stuck in the marriage and she has to be a proper lady and stuff, but she doesn't want that. And then you have like the guy who is like the hottest guy in the town, and he's like the biggest bachelor ever. Everyone wants him and stuff, but he wants to marry for love, but everyone is trying to be like setting him up with people, and he doesn't want it. He just wants to marry for love. And they hear about this, like, you know, she's like, oh, you don't want to get married, and he's like, oh, you don't want to get married, and they're both like, no. So they decide to go into like a contract of fake dating or like courtship, because like back in the day you didn't have dating in that sense. So they're courting each other and like spending more time with each other. So because they're doing that, he's not gonna be pestered with like marriage candidates because people assume he's together with her, and her dad is not gonna like pester her to marry her childhood friend because like this guy that she's fake dating is like a higher rank in society and a better prospect. So her dad is going to like step aside and not do arranged marriage stuff. And it does also have some interesting side plots that she's like family. She works in like an art gallery, so she knows a lot about art, and there's something happening with art expeditions and forgeries happening, and she's trying to like get to the bottom of it. So there's like cool woman working, you know, and hardworking too, and she's very smart and funny. She's a little bit of a tomboy as well, but then you realize as a reader, and also his best friend realize that he's in love with her, and he starts liking her more and more, and he actually wants to date her. I read this because it was free on Kindle, and after reading it, I was like, I love it so much, I have to buy it. So the story is 3 volumes, and I ordered all 3 of them, and they came this week, so I can finally finish it and read volume 2 and 3. And I'm really excited about that because like this is just like this is like the perfect mix of wholesome and cute and interesting characters, interesting side plots that's going around, and then you have the guy that falls faster and harder, which I do enjoy a lot. And I do enjoy fake dating trope. I don't know why, but it's just something about like when they fake dating and you just know like this is not faking though, this is your true feelings. I don't know. I need to head off. Have a good rest of the stream. Bye bye, Anon. Bye bye. Have a good day. I do recommend this one though. It was a great read. Interesting character and story sounds good. Yes, I do recommend. If you want something fluffy. Ah! More gay shit. I decided to pick this one up. I only bought the first volume because I didn't know if I was gonna like it. And I do like it. I'm not in love with it. I can't say what it is that I really don't like. But I only gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it's going to get better, but the first volume I only gave a 4. You know? Gay, but only 4 out of 5? I know what happened. I felt like this was very realistic love story. And I also enjoyed, like, it did have fake dating. Like I said before, I enjoy fake dating. But they have just a little bit of fake dating, and then they realize that they actually do like each other, and they date for real. And then it kind of like, it's what happens after the relationship kind of starts. Like, you know, they are kind of like unaware what to do. Like, you know, they enjoyed girls but never been in a proper relationship with one. So it's more like, what happens now that we actually are in a relationship? And I thought that was interesting, especially because these are like two very different characters, and it comes down to communication again, like most love stories do. But you have the timid girl who's gay, obviously, and she's never been in a relationship before. She had never kissed anyone before. She never really done anything with anyone before. She's very inexperienced. And then you have the other girl who's very clingy, and she's been in relationships both with girls and guys before. She has sex with both girls and guys before. She's more experienced in that. And when they find out, like, you know, oh, you're gay too, they'd be like, you know, oh, we're both gay. It's uncommon to be like two gay girls in the same class in university, want to date or whatever, and they start dating, just to then find out that maybe they actually do like each other and it's not like fake dating. But then they also want different things from the relationship, because like one wants more physical and one is more uncomfortable with it because she's very inexperienced with it. And I kind of felt like it was pushing an asexual agenda to it. I don't know if I was reading in too much about it, but I kind of like that aspect because we don't really have a lot of asexuality aspects in manga or representation. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I'm all for that. I do think though that, you know, she's not asexual, but she gave those vibes. I just think that she's maybe just like unexperienced and scared. I think that's just what they were going for, but it gave ace vibes. Because like one girl, she was like, I really want to like go to a romance hotel or whatever. They're both in college, by the way, so they're adults, so don't worry. She was like, oh, let's go to like a love hotel and whatever, it's just a kiss, you know, it's not a big deal. But for the other girl, it is a big deal because like she's been looking forward to all these things for a very long time, and she doesn't just want to do it here and there. She just wants to like, it needs to be a mood, you know, for it to happen. But I did like how it's like about what happens after a relationship starts, because it feels like sometimes, you know, you have all the struggles before you tell the other girls like, oh, I actually like girls and I'm gay, and then it's like, okay, I'm also gay now, and then they get together and it's like happy ending, they're together. But here it's like, you know, just because you get together and you're together, it doesn't mean like, you know, all the issues just stops, because like you have other issues once the relationship starts, and to get through all these issues you have to have good communication, and sometimes you don't have that, you know. Sometimes we suck as humans at communicating with each other, and I think that's what I really liked about this story a lot. You can also be ace but not aromantic. Oh yeah, exactly. We definitely need more ace representation. Yes, I agree. I've read some good ace romances before, but I feel like there's this. It's definitely not enough. So it's interesting to see if this actually goes full asexual, or if it's just like a little bit hint at, but we will see. I will continue buying it. I heard the last volume was published this month or last month, because a friend of mine on Twitter wrote something. Oh, it's the end of a good era. I think it's like 15 volumes or something. So I definitely have a lot to go and read into this, but I do love the dynamic between like a shy, introverted girl with a big extroverted, energetic girl. I feel like that's a really good mix, you know? I feel like my nose is a little bit stuffed. Oh, yes, this one. I love this one. This is great. You should read this. It's a one-shot manga as well. It's only one book. It will only be one book. It's called The Secret of Friendship. It's basically about two girls. I thought it was gonna be gay, by the way. I pre-ordered it because I thought it was gay. It's not gay. It's very much straight. But a lot of people presumed it was going to be gay. I don't know why. I don't know why. Could have been the cover. But we thought it was gay. So a lot of reviews on this is very, very negative. It's giving it like 1 or 2 stars, and it says queer baiting, or I was tricked into buying this, it's not gay, or something like that. Or it should have been gay. If it would have been gay, it would have been better. But it's basically a book about friendship portrayals, like how friendship can mean something to you, and how friendship is, for these characters, valued more than a potential partner or a boyfriend. It's also a lot about trauma bonding and like how much you love your friend. And I think that a lot of people, they saw, like, you know, when they read it, they were like, oh, she loves her friend so much and she does so much for her friend, she must be in love with her friend. And that's not true, though. You can't love your best friends and love them with all your heart without it having to be romantic. We don't have to make everything gay, and I know that sounds weird coming from me. Like, not everything has to be gay, but it would be cool if they were. But we have 2 couple of friends. There's like 2 girlfriends and 2 guy best friends, and one of the guys asked out one of the girls, and she's like, I will date you if you treat my best friend just as good as you're treating me. And he was like, that's hella weird. And she's like, you have to treat her well or else. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever, I will treat her well as well. And so when they're going on dates, it's like basically all these 3 going on dates together. But one day he's kind of like mean to the friend, right? And then the girl is like, well, fuck you. I don't want to date you anymore, you selfish bastard. And he's like, ooh, and he goes crying to his friend. And his friend is like, what the fuck? She's a selfish bastard. Why break up with you? You're like the kindest person I know. So that friend, oh no, I can't use that figure. That friend goes to the first, like the second girl, not the girl that his friend was dating, but the other girl. And he's like bullying her and being like, oh, fuck you, because of your friend. My friend is sad. And she's like, forgive me, it's my fault. For some reason, I don't know. She feels like it's her fault because she's a very nice person. And he's like, damn, she nice. Why is she nice when I bully her? And he's like, I like you. You want to date? And she's like, no one ever asked me out before. They usually like my friend. This is a very complicated story, okay? And she's like, if you're gonna date me, you have to like date my friend too, because we do everything together. And her friend is like, no, you don't have to, you can date him. And they start dating. It's complicated. I don't know. I liked it though. Like the story is, it's not really realistic, because like some of the trauma bonding these two girls, like, because there is a side story to why they are the way they are, and like one of the girls are like the pretty popular girl, but she has like a bitchy attitude, so no one likes her. And then you have the extremely nice girl. She's like a gray mouse. She looks like everyone else. Nothing special, nothing fancy, whatever. But she's extremely nice, and she's like a pushover. Like anyone can get like help with anything, you know. They are best friends, and there's a reason they're best friends, and the story kind of like portrays why they're friends and how deep their bond go. And I think that's beautiful. And then you have these two guys who want to date them, and it's messy, like high school love can be, you know. You should never neglect friends, and you had for years, but dating a person you just met. Exactly. And I think that's kind of like the message you get from this. Like, in the end, it's basically like the girls are like, we want boyfriends, but we don't want to lose our best friends. So we don't want to be like, see ya, and then leave her. And then, like, what happens when your boyfriend maybe perchance breaks up with you? You're completely alone. Speaking of that, I saw on TikTok there's apparently a pandemic with girlfriends breaking up with their girlfriends, like, you know, friends, because they are in relationships. And when girls are in relationships, they're boring because they do everything with a partner and not the friends anymore. So the girls who are in relationships are like extremely lonely, apparently, because if their partner leaves or they're busy with something, they have no one to talk to or no one to hang out with because all their friends have left them. I thought that was crazy. That would never happen to me. There's like, I'm like super close to my friends. But that's sad. Why would you leave someone because they have a partner? But I'm assuming it has a lot to do with neglect. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like a fun story. It would be how messy things might be. Yes, definitely. I don't know if you guys enjoy messy stories, but like one of my favorite stories that I read when I was like 16 or something was Peach Girl. And for anyone who read Peach Girl, is basically the most toxic, messy manga that rage baits you, the entire story rage baits you, and you just hate every fucking character, and you basically take you're sitting and you're reading it and you scream at the book non-stop because you hate it so much, and it just takes weird turns. But it's basically the best manga I read in my entire life. I do recommend it, but it's not for the faint of hearts. I mean, relationships, either platonic or romantic or sexual, should never require you to choose someone over someone else. Yeah. Like, if I ever start dating again, I will not just leave my friends. And they sure also didn't leave me because they dated married, etc. Exactly. We staying hanging out all together. Yeah, I think it's weird. But I think it's an important book to like show, like, not everything has to be sexual. Like, you know, it's okay to just be like, you know, look, they have a beautiful friendship, and that's an okay story to tell. I feel like, you know, we need more friendship stories. Not everything has to be romantic or sexual or lustful. Like, it's beautiful to read about beautiful friendships, in my opinion. I also enjoy that in this, we never see a girl putting down another girl. There's a lot of like, yes queen, go. And I also appreciate that. I feel like when there is like manga about friendships, it's always like girls putting down other girls or girls hating on other girls, and that's never fun, you know? So yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I do recommend it. It's like, I'm gonna say it's a fast read, but that's because it's only one volume. It is like one-shot story. It's also I don't know if you read this romance story. It's called My Love Story. Is it called My Love Story? I need to Google My Love Story manga. Yeah, it is My Love Story. I don't know if you've seen that anime or that manga, but it's the same author who did this one, who did My Love Story. So they're pretty good at storytelling, in my opinion. Oh. Okay, this broke me. If you want to read something that truly breaks you, this. I bought it because I thought it was gay. No, okay, I did not think it was gay. I bought it because I thought the cover was beautiful. I didn't even read the summary of it. I saw the art on the cover and I was like, damn, breathtaking. I buy it. When I got it, I kind of read a little bit about it. And it's about this girl who's a manga artist, and she, like, it starts off with her doing an announcement to all her fans on social media, and she's basically said that, hey, my manga series is finally up and I'm not gonna write a new one because the one that I got really famous for and that you guys love, I stole that. I never wrote it myself. Teehee, bye. And then she's super depressed in her room, and we get to learn that when she was in high school, she was in a manga club where like students were there to either read manga or learn how to draw manga. And she and her senpai was trying to learn how to draw manga, and he died. But when he died, he left her his story collection with like all the ideas for good mangas, and she took that storyboard and run with it. She perfected her way of drawing, so she draws just like him, and she became famous on all his ideas and all his stories. And on the night that she writes this on her social media, that she's a fraud and she never written anything, and she's just like copy pasting whatever he said, she goes back in time. And she goes back in time and meets him because she's back in high school. And she's back in high school a few months before his death. And she thinks to herself, I can maybe perhaps change fate, that either he doesn't die, or I can change fate so that he will get recognition for his own story and I'm not stealing it from him. So she's basically gone back in time and trying to push him to be a better like manga artist and not die in this heart disease that he have. And then she ends up in a time loop, basically. So if she fails, she basically starts over on the same day in high school, over and over and over again. If you've seen the manga or the anime Look Back, and you enjoy that one, it has the same vibes to this one. I really likes it. I'm a huge fan of this one. I cried a little bit because I thought it was really, really sentimental and beautiful. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. Volume 2 is not out yet, but I think it will be out in the end of April or June. I'm not really sure yet, but I will continue buying this one. It's definitely a good read. Let's see. Oh! Yes. Yes. The last light novel that I read for this month was a yaoi, actually, or a boy love one. I bought this book 2019 or something when it came out. I saw that they made an anime for it now, and there's also a manga for it. I didn't know that. I bought it on a sale like 2019 or something. As a light novel, but I just never picked it up. I don't know why. I always had other stuff to read, so it was just like sitting on my shelf. But I've been trying to read everything that I have on my shelf to not have so much unread stuff on my shelf. So I finally picked it up, and boy oh boy, it's quite good. I tried to watch the anime, but the anime is not as good. The anime is a little bit cringe. I'm gonna tell you that. But I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, which is a lot considering I don't really like yaoi that much. But it's about this workaholic dude who's going home from work one day, and he's hearing like this 15-year-old girl screaming that, oh, someone is kidnapping me. And as a good dude he is, he tries to save her, and she's being like sucked into like a magic hole or whatever, and he's drawn into a fantasy world with her, and it turns out that she's this like not isekai, but like she's this the main character technically that's sucked into a fantasy world, and she's there as a priestess, and she's gonna heal the world and do so much good and amazing, and she's gonna marry the prince. And he's just like, you know, the guy who was not supposed to be there at all. He was just like sucked in with her. And because he was not ever supposed to be there, he like the air and the fantasy world that he's living in there now is very toxic to him, because everything has magic and he's not very used to magic, and his body is not used to magic, so he slowly dies when he's there. And I kind of enjoy that it's like not overpowered, and it's more like this side character who shouldn't be there. He's not the main focus, he's not the main character, but he's now there and he has to make like the best of it. But he's also a workaholic, so when they be like, oh, we're sorry we sucked you into this world and you're not supposed to be here, what would you want for compensation? And he's like, I want to work. And they give him a job as an accountant. So it's basically an isekai accountant thing, and he goes to work, and yeah. I like how you can see that I'm scratching my head when I don't know what to say. But I thought it was fun. The only thing that I didn't like about it is it tells you everything, but it doesn't show you. It's very much written in like a let's tell the story, let's not show the story. Light novels do tend to be like that because they are easier to read, so it's easier to be like, okay, let's just tell them all the information instead of like showing them the information. If we're gonna have a good example of someone who shows instead of tells, so the opposite of this one would be like Ascendance of a Bookworm. That one you have like, you know, they're showing you the magic system through actions instead of like a person explaining to you 101 exactly how it works. In this one, it's kind of like we're reading a guidebook, because like there's someone talking to us all the time, telling us exactly how everything links up, which is fine. You don't really have to use your brain by yourself because everything is told to you. But it does have some romance stuff to it, because how to nullify the magic in this workaholic's body, you have to share bodily fluids with a magical guy, and he meets a magical guy who can do that, and you can do that in multiple ways. You can either like, you know, kiss and like exchange drool, or semen. Semen is a bodily fluid of some sort. Don't ask. So the sexual stuff is more due to magical stuff and not so much due to romance. But then due to them actually having to do it, like really do it, they kinda start liking each other. Yeah, let's say that. It's interesting. I will most likely buy the next one in the series, I think, because I am enjoying it. This is a good one. If you guys have read Nana or Paradise Kiss, I believe you're both cool persons, because that's great manga, but also I would believe that you're really into fashion, like the author of Anna and Paradise Kiss is. She was like in fashion school, and fashion is a huge staple for her, hence why all the fashion in the manga is so out there and like very well drawn. But I read this on and off, and it's just so good. I don't know what to say. Is it called On and Off? Yeah, it is. On and Off Work Imbalance. Sorry, I had to Google for a bit. Sorry, I was gone a bit. I had to go to do my last shift for work. I've read this chapter of Headhunter. Oh, nice. Hope work went well. But this is basically a manga series They resolve about fashion a lot and alternative fashion. You have one guy who's really into Lolita. So you can see him in the background in pink. So he dresses up as a girl in Lolita outfits. Not because he wants to be a girl or it has something to do with his like sexuality or who he is as a person. He just truly enjoys Lolita fashion and Lolita clothing. And then you have the girl in front who is really into gothic streetwear. And they kind of meet up when they're out about in Tokyo, and she kind of rips the dress of the Lolita guy, and they decide to like, I will make it up to you and buy you a new dress or whatever, so let's meet up next weekend. But the thing they don't know is actually they are co-workers at the same office and they see each other every day. But it's just like, because they look so different with their makeup and hair done and in their alternative clothing, because you can't wear all that in the office, they don't really recognize each other. So you can like see them out and about in their beautiful fashion statements, and then in the office not knowing each other, being a little bit awkward around each other. I like it. It's like beautiful friendship surrounded about fashion, and the art is amazing. You get a lot of like full pieces of art with cute, really cool looking fashion stuff. And I don't know, I really liked it. It was cute. I thought it was gonna be gay because I thought it was like a Lolita girl and a goth girl getting together, but I don't mind it being Lolita boy and goth girl friendship kind of thing. I thought it was cute. I liked it. I definitely do recommend it. It started as like a Twitter comic, I think. So the author said that his wife like gave him the ideas to the characters, and she was like, oh, what if these characters would be like best friends and work buddies, but they didn't know about it. And he started working on that and putting it out on his Twitter, and people digged it, and then it became a book. Now there's like 3 volumes out, but I'm waiting for volume 4 and 5. It's like, it's not a lot of story in this one. We don't really get a lot of story. It's more beautiful in like beautiful art, beautiful fashion statements, and kinda funny, quirky moments, if you know what I mean. Ophie, 90% of the time when picking these books, I thought it would be gay. I mean, does it not look gay though? You're telling me you look at that and you think it's not gay? I'm sorry. I'm proud gay lover, okay? I can't help it. Oh, speaking of gay, this is gay. I might have read a lot of gay books, okay? I don't assume gender that fast. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I do. It did say, though, it was LGBTQ on the other one, on and off. So I think that maybe the Lolita guy is gay. But like, yaoi gay. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why I just assumed it would be gay, okay? This one gay though. It's called The Girl I Was Into Wasn't a Girl at All. And I feel like it's a light version of Nana. If you enjoyed Nana, this is basically it. It's about this goth girl and then this cute popular girl. And the goth girl, she works at her uncle's like music store, and then the popular cutesy girl, she walks in there one day, and then the goth girl has like a face mask, and she just assumes it's a guy, and then she feels like, oh my god, I have a crush on this guy at this music store because he's so cool. And this popular girl, she's really into like hard rock music and punk rock and stuff like that. And her friends are not, so she can't really talk about music with her friends. So she's really into the fact that she found like this music store and this cool looking guy, that now she can talk about music with him. The thing she doesn't know though is that the timid, really quiet girl that sits next to her in school, because they're in high school, is actually the guy in the music store. So they're technically not lesbians, but they do fancy each other. So, I mean, it's a good one. What I really liked about this one, it's kind of cool that the art has green in it. Usually manga is like black and white, but this one had, like the cover, green backgrounds. Every page was green. And I thought that was kind of unique and cool. I only read the first volume, but I'm really, really interested in like continuing it. The only thing that I just felt is like I wanted more. Just like the on and off one, it's like more, okay, here you have like a small scenario, but it's not like a full-sized story. It's more like, okay, here you have like, they did this today, then did this today, and then this silly thing happened that day. It's not like, you know, a continuation. It's more like side pop-ups of like funny moments, which kind of feels more like a Twitter comic story to me. Like, it's not a proper from A to B, it's more like moments, if that makes sense. The ending kinda became more A to B, so maybe it started out like a Twitter comic, but then kinda turned into a more proper story. I'm not sure yet. I think there's 3 books out so far, so I will need to buy 2 and 3. But so far, I really like it. You have the popular girl, you have the gothic girl, and will it be love or gayness, or is it just gonna be friendship? I don't know. I know a lot of people said that they didn't like it because it's not proper gay. They said it's like more queer baiting because like if she would find out it's a girl and not a guy, she would probably not be interested. So it's more like a queer baiting story and not fully lesbianism. I don't know. I can't say much about it because like I would need to read a little bit more on it to be certain. But so far I truly likes it. I like it a lot. I did buy it because I didn't think I would be that interested in it, but then I bought it because everyone on TikTok was talking about it. And I'm happy about it. I truly am. Yeah. I kind of feel like it's a little bit like Nana, but like lighter than Nana, because Nana can be very, very deep and very dramatic, and yeah, this one is a little bit more lighthearted. Ooh, last book now. This is the last one. I read it yesterday. Yay! I decided to pick Kingdom up. Right now, I think it has like 76, 74, something 70 volumes. But I heard from the author it's gonna be 100 or 103, 100 something. Hi friends, hi Drum, welcome. We're on the last book now. I feel like I'm my voice is starting to become raspberry because I've been speaking non-stop for 3 hours about every book I read. But soon I'm done. Kingdom is a historical fiction that technically, if you look at the broader scale, it's technically based on true events about how China became China, and Chinese history. I think it takes, like, the first one takes place like 214 years before Christ, I think. I have to Google that because I don't want to. Yeah, 245 before Christ. And it's about the different wars and the different emperors or kings they had in the region of China. It's kind of half based on true events. All the battles are real, but how exactly the battlefield looked like and how they were like done is massively fictionated. But like everything else is kind of like, there's a lot of like historical people in here, but like also fictionalized in a way. It's a lot about war strategy and corruption and friendship. And it's about this orphan, Shin, who he and his best friends, they're orphans and they want to like get up in the world. And to do so, the best way would be to fight in a war, become a general, because if you're a general, you're higher up than an orphan that has to be a slave. So their dreams are to become generals. So they fight and train every day. And one day, a man from the court comes and buys his best friend, and he's taking away from him. And 1 month later, his best friend come back and he's badly hurt and on the verge of dying. And he says, "Do not question anything, just go to these coordinates and just do this for me as my dying wish." And then his best friend dies. Very dramatic beginning of the story. And then he has to go there, and there he finds the king, who's been, you know, there's a lot of corruptions between the brothers of the king and the king himself, and there's a lot of text to read in this. I liked it a lot. I liked it more than I should have, because this means that I have to now buy 100 volumes of this manga. I was hoping not to like it. You know, I was really happy that, like, you know, Naruto, One Piece, they're whatever, they're fine. I'm not a huge fan, which I will always been thankful for, because then I can enjoy them as media, but I will not love them enough to own them, you know? But this one is completely different for me, apparently, because apparently I love it a lot, and now I have to buy it. So far, there's like 5 books in English and 70 something in Japanese, and they're releasing a new copy or a new volume every month. So I guess I have to just start collecting them. I told my fiancé Tay that maybe I wanted to buy them, and I asked his opinion, and his opinion was just like, oh, we can buy a new bookshelf just for that series. I called that what is it called? helpful in addictions. There's a specific word for it, isn't it? When enabler. Oh, we got it at the same time. He's enabling me to become addicted into buying stuff. But that's okay. So one of the plans for tomorrow, because I'm going book shopping tomorrow with Gina. So one of the ideas is that I'm going to buy all of the Kingdom volumes. We're going to start the addiction. We're going to start the collecting. Something else that I'm going to buy is I have decided that you as my community have been able to suggest something you want me to buy. I have a community post on my YouTube channel, so if you haven't written something that you think, oh, she needs to buy this or read this, you can, there's still time. You can go and you can write something. It can be a manga, it can be a normal book, it can be a light novel, it can be non-fiction, it can be any genre, it doesn't have to be gay, it can be anything, okay? And I will just like, you know, the one that I haven't, like, of course, I'm not gonna buy something I have read or that I already have. But if I find a suggestion of something that I haven't read yet, or I don't own the books yet, I will buy it. Then I will also vlog the entire experience when I'm in the bookstore. And I have also told Gina that Gina gets to pick anything from the store that I will buy for myself. And Tay gets to pick anything in the store as well that he thinks that I should read. I'm mostly interested in see what Tay will say or pick out. Because I kinda think I know what Gina's gonna pick. Without knowing, I kinda know because I know her as a person. I've seen the comments on the community tab thing, so I kinda know what you guys want me to pick up. What I don't know is Tay though. If like, I think he's gonna pick something gay. He's laughing when I'm saying it. But I think we both know it's true.
Maybe.
See, he knows it's true. He's definitely gonna buy something gay. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's also gonna be a fun video. I haven't done an IRL vlog in a long time, and I think that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Oh yeah. Ah. That's 3 hours of me just rambling. I hope you guys survived all my rambling. I feel like I kind of didn't survive my own rambling because my voice is really bad. I need to drink stuff because I also really need to pee. It was enjoyable ramble. Good. At least we have that, right? Because I kind of want to do it to a monthly thing, where we go through everything that I have read. It doesn't have to be like 3 hours to go through everything. Maybe it could just be like, oh yeah, I read this and this and this, and not talk too much about everything. But I kind of do want to do wrap up streams once a month in the end or beginning of the new month. I think they're fun. That way I can also be like, you know, here's a shit ton of recommendations without too much editing stuff. I also need dinner soon. Ooh, I had tacos today with pulled pork. It was really, really good. Yeah, I did survive. Yay! Very good for surviving. I did some workouts today. I did really an intense arm workout, and then I did some of my rehab movements for my legs and my foot. And then I did some leg workouts with 3 kilo ankle weights, and I can feel my body screaming now. So I don't know why I decided to do like a really hardcore workout today, considering tomorrow I'm going to the big city and I'm needing to like walk a lot, and I already have like a broken foot down here. I you know, I just want to shoot to myself sometimes. I'm not the smartest cookie, but I am a very sweet and lovable cookie, I think. With nuts. I had to. I saw the opportunity. 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 Oh my god. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go and pee. Not that you guys need to know my bowel movements, but I need to pee. Then I'm gonna do some tea for my throat, and then I'm gonna lay down for a bit. But thank you everyone for stopping by. I do the heart. Wait. It doesn't really look like a heart though. Don't do it in the drawer. I would never piss in the drawer. It happened one time. You know what? I did not even pee in the drawer. You know what? I was not the pee drawer pisser, okay? It was my little brother. It was his pee drawer. I peed in buckets and put them close to the drawer. Why are you laughing? God damn. But good night everyone, and don't forget that if you want me to buy something specific when I go shopping tomorrow, put a comment below or on the community tab thingy thing, and I will look into it. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.